I'm Connor from journeytosimple.ca. Welcome to our third and final video in our Packing Light series, or Traveling Light series. In our first video, we talked about what kind of luggage or bag will I use when I'm traveling light. And again, we were talking about air travel and putting everything that you need in a bag you can take as a carry-on bag. In our second video, we talked about what am I going to take when I am traveling. In this third video, we're going to talk about how to pack everything you want to take into your carry-on bag. And the bag we're going to be using today is the Shuttle 2 from Man Equipment Co-op that we talked about in our first video. This has been my go-to travel bag for the last 2 years, ever since I decided that I never want to check another piece of luggage again. So I'm going to walk you through the process that I use when packing with this bag. It's essentially a 3-step process. And I'll open the bag this way so you can hopefully see how everything gets put in. The first step I use is essentially creating a base layer and using my shoes to hold up the structure of the bag a little bit better. So let's use all the space that we have. I have a pair of sandals and a pair of shoes that's going to go in this bag, and 3 pairs of wool socks. But I'm going to take the socks, at least 2 of the pairs, and put them in the shoes. We might as well be using that space. Then I'll put one shoe at one end of the bag, like I said, to kind of hold it up a little bit, and the other one at the other end. And then I'll take my sandals and do something similar on either side of the bag. Then what I'll do is I'll put items in the bottom that aren't clothing, but that I also don't need access to immediately. So my other pair of socks, my pairs of underwear, a scarf, a bag with my jewelry and my iPad charger, my sports bras, and my toothbrush. So the next thing we're going to do has been my key to packing everything I want to take into a carry-on bag, and it's helped me whenever I travel, even if I'm traveling on the road, okay? So the way that this packing method works for clothing is we're actually going to wrap all of the clothing around each other. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to take your heaviest, bulkiest item, which for me is this down vest, and I'm going to put it facing this direction. Now what I'm going to do is layer clothing on, alternating the directions. So again, I want to pick my largest pieces first. So for me, that's going to be my dress next. So I'm laying it out in the opposite direction. Then I'm going to take any shirts I have that have long sleeves. So this is a cardigan, like this. A long sleeve pajama shirt. So again, I'm just alternating directions here and just laying it on top of my luggage. And when you lay down a shirt, you just want to make sure it's approximately at the edge of the bag here. So now that all of my bulky items and long sleeve items are on here, the next thing I want to do are my pairs of pants. And those will actually go like this in a perpendicular direction to the way the shirts are laid. So I had a pair of jeans and then this pair of hiking pants that I took on our trip to Newfoundland. And then finally my pajama pants. And then the last thing I'll layer on top of this are my short sleeve t-shirts. So I have 2 short sleeve t-shirts. So again, keeping with the alternating like I did earlier with the other shirts. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our shirts and clothing around each other. So with the short sleeve shirt, I'll just bring the sleeves in slightly and fold this over. Okay, so I can already tell that this size of fold will be contained within the bag, and I'm just going to continue folding my other clothing around this one shirt. Okay, so now I'm at the pants, so I'm going to bring them over as well, and again, think of it as folding. So I'm going to fold it under like that if there's any overhang. And you keep going this way. Now I've hit the long sleeve shirts, so again I'm wrapping it around. So you're wrapping it almost like you would a present, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And I find doing this actually keeps my clothes a little tidier. They don't get as wrinkled this way. And it also keeps them nice and contained. So if I keep wrapping all this and I end up with kind of a little pod like I will at the end, I can lift that out of the bag entirely if I want to reach what's underneath it. And then finally my vest over like this. Now this bag, like I said, has these great straps. So I'm going to bring those around. And now I'll show you what I do is I just make sure they're kind of tucked in the corners here. And then I bring the top over like this. Luckily, all of the bags from Mountain Equipment Co-op have really good heavy-duty zippers. They're made of really solid material. So like I said, I've been using this bag all the time for 2 years and it doesn't show any wear at all. So that's our second step in the packing process. And my third and final step is making sure that everything I want to be able to access while I'm going through security at the airport or when I'm on the plane is in this top compartment here. So I'll just open this top compartment and you can see in here, okay? And these are the items I want to be able to access. So my iPad I'll want to be able to access. I might have my boarding pass on there, my books and things like that. A map of Newfoundland, so maybe when I'm on the way there I'll want to consider where we should go. This actually came in really handy too because we didn't have internet access in a lot of the places that we went, and my husband's cell phone wasn't working great, so we certainly use that paper map quite a bit. Again, this is my travel backpack, so it's a backpack that smushes down into this little pouch, and I can just put that into the corner here. This is my ongoing knitting project. Just keep in mind if you are bringing knitting on a plane, make sure you're using some smaller bamboo needles. They're not going to let you take any metal needles on an airplane. So I'll put that in there. My wallets I'll obviously want available to me. My passport. And the reason I put my toiletries in this top one is, again, any liquids that you have when you're going through security, you're going to have to remove from your bag. So I put that in there as well. So then I can zip that up. And this bag, as I talked about in our first video, does have a great feature of having this strap that you can hook on. So I can do that. And then I'm ready to go. So that's the third video on packing light. Thank you very much for joining us. Check out journeytosimple.ca for additional notes for a packing list, and if you'd like any other information on traveling light. Have a great day.